Hello Drive Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with my good friend Alex Bookman behind the camera, and today we are going to take a long look at the 2016 Subaru WRX Premium. This is the mid-level trim package of the actual WRX brand without getting into the STI, which we actually have done a review on that car, so if you want to know more about that particular model, head over to that review. But overall, love this car. Subaru has done an excellent job at it. Love the look at it. I'm going to actually let you just sit here at the front for a second and just admire what Subaru has done. I love the front hood scoop. I love the lines that they've put in right here. They've dug into the hood a little bit, and really just a fan of everything that they have done. Love the look of the front. It gives it a nice, mean, intimidating look, but it also doesn't scream, oh, I'm this nice WR blue color, but I'm not really that aggressive. No. This car can be as aggressive or as unaggressive as you want it to be. And I did mention real quick that this car is in that nice WR blue is what Subaru calls it. Definitely a fan of that color. It's just amazing. I just can't ever say it. Alex and I were commenting beforehand how this car looks and how nice it looks. So as we go along the side of it, I am going to have Alex do his best to show you the body lines of this car, which is one of my favorite features. You can see the wheels, you can see, again, the nice WRX badging that you have here. And as Alex kind of gets some body line pictures here for you, I'm going to go through some of the features. Subaru redid the WRX in 2014, and so 2015, there's not a whole lot of changes. Some of the key new features, actually I should say they redid it in 2015. Some of the key features on this car are actually from the safety side of things. They've added their new Eyesight system, they call it. Some different safety features that they've added that are options available. Blind spot detection, lanes change assist, and rear cross traffic alert, as well as the new 6-inch Starlink system, which we'll show you on the inside, is now standard on all models, as is the new rear view camera. Again, standard on all models. It comes with a 268 horsepower boxer engine with a 6-speed manual as standard. You can also get a different linear automatic transmission that does the shifting for you. But personally, if you're going to get a fun, sporty car like this, get a manual. Just my personal opinion and personal recommendation. Again, the Eyesight system is available on the WRX Limited model with the automatic. So if you do want some of those safety features, the lane departure, some of those things, you do have to bump up to the automatic. One thing I will point out here is a nice, again, integrated rear spoiler here, trunk spoiler. Definitely a big fan of it. It's not, I know some of you are used to the big wings that they call them, and even Subaru says it's the trunk wing. I like this much more. Just a personal fan myself. So with that being said, why don't we take a quick drive? We'll do our very best to show you how this car operates, but really in a car as fun as this, you're going to have to get out and drive it yourself. But once we come back from that, I'll show you the interior, show how much trunk space is here, and then I'll give you my opinion of the 2015 Subaru WRX Premium. Alright fans, we're here for the driving portion of the 2016 Subaru WRX Premium. Going to walk you through a little bit of the infotainment system, the best that we can here really quick. First, I do want to show you what Subaru has done, and they've done this not only on this WRX, but a lot of their other models, and that's kind of this other information display. So currently it has the turbo or the boost gauge, you could say. So as you rev it up, you can kind of see it change a little bit, and as you get going, it does record some of the data. But really what this is, a lot of what's meant for is, again, a lot of the different data that you're maybe not used to seeing. So you can see, again, the fuel to empty. I'm not sure how you're able to see it. You can see the 23 miles per gallon, and what that is that's me driving this car extremely hard, to be honest with you, having fun with this car and having an absolute blast with it. So overall, we are able to average close to 30 between myself and my dad, so definitely very high mileage. Again, you can scroll through different things. This is kind of a graph of your fuel economy, your all-wheel drive selection, some more information, and again, back to the boost. Here's the Starlink system, which Subaru has given you, and really huge fan of it. It's a very easy feature to use. It emulates very easily a lot of the physical buttons. So you do have buttons over here. They are touch, so they've taken a lot of that out, but you still do have volume and tune as physical buttons. If you want to go to audio, again, you just press it. You can scroll through. It does have the capability in here of being able to pause live radio and then resume it back when you need to. Or if you go on a call, it's really nice. If someone calls you, you're listening to that radio show, someone calls you, you pick it up, it's synced through Bluetooth, and you want to resume that call at that same spot, or once you hang up, you'll actually resume in that exact same spot that you actually picked the call up at in terms of the radio. So a very nice feature. In terms of hooking up the phone system, very easy to do, very easy to use and simple to do, I should say. And again, we mentioned some of the apps that are available, and then here is the map that does come with it. I'm going to kind of pick it.
Have a nice trip. Drive carefully.
And there you go. It's talking to me there. Next, and now we're done. And again, as you can see, very simple, easy to use. And as we have you right here, I'm going to show you the rear view camera view, which actually does operate and very nice. Does not have the dynamic grid lines that we have seen in some other vehicles, but again, it does give you that, and especially for a manual, it's a very nice feature, and it's a very clean and bright picture, which is very easy to see. So with that, let's do the best part of this, which in my opinion is the driving portion. So we're first, very easy to do. I'm going to go over some bumps. In terms of the feel of this car, is it the smoothest car on the road? No, it's not meant to be. It's a sporty, fun car to drive. There's ample room in the back. Alex actually commented about that as he was getting in just a second ago. The sound is really, in terms of the sound quality on the interior, is very high. The sound system works really well. You don't get a lot of road noise. The Bluetooth works well. Again, all for a car that starts out under $30,000, so under the average price of the car in today's economy. Best part of this car, in my opinion, along with the engine, the handling and the manual transmission. So if you were going to get a WRX, I would highly recommend that you get a manual, just because it is so much fun to drive. It is an absolute blast. I wish I could show it. I'm going to kind of drop it in a second here. I wish I could show it, but once Alex even mentioned, he's kind of laughing right now. Once this car's turbo kicks in and it spools up, it launches you like a rocket. My dad and I actually, we kind of do a car swap halfway through the week, and he said, have fun. This car's an absolute rocket. And other than you actually getting out and experiencing it, or for those of you who have experienced it before, it's hard to explain, but let me tell you, this car will flat out fly. There's no other way to say it. So we're actually going to pull out here in just a second and see if Alex can't give you kind of what it feels like. So we're getting wound up here, and there it kicks in there. And it's hard to see, but when that camera kicks back, that's not Alex prepping for it. That's just the turbo kicking in. And as you can see, he's sliding across the back seat because we're having a good time out here. So with that, we'll head back. We'll walk through the interior. But again, this has been the driving portion of the 2016 Subaru WRX Premium. All right, fans, we're here for the back, or the trunk portion, I guess, of the 2016 Subaru WRX Premium. Definitely a fan of the back look of this car. I'm just going to kind of sit back here for a second. I love the quad exhaust that they've added on here. Gives it a nice sound. Again, that boxer engine sound. Really am a fan of this. And again, it was hard to kind of show you that in the driving portion. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And as we always say, get out, drive these cars yourselves. But without further ado, we'll open the trunk. One thing I do want to point out here is actually that the trunk opens either from the inside or from the key fob. So you're able to hold it down. You can hear it just pops open just slightly. You lift it up, and again, it's going to open all the way. As you can see, it has a very good sized trunk. I went golfing this past weekend, was able to comfortably fit a pair of golf clubs in here, along with some other groceries, bags, things of that sort. Had no issues at all. Definitely a fan of the size of this trunk, and that's personally why actually I'm a fan of this, of the trunk versus some of the other sportier cars, and they do have the hatchback versions of some other vehicles available. I really do like you have a nice big trunk available. As Alex was showing you at the start, again, you're not going to have a lot of the plastic features that you have on some other cars to even cover up this metal. You're just going to have kind of it exposed, which isn't a big thing or bad thing, just something you're going to have to be aware of. One thing I will point out real quick is this car's price as it sits right here is $32,000 and some change. So if you're wanting to know how much this car costs, now you know. As you can see, this is all the way back. For compared to the driver's seat, and my legs are touching right here, but to be honest, I'm comfortable. I could go a good amount of ways, and again, the person in the front seat does have some room to move forward, so that wouldn't be a huge concern of mine. I have adequate headroom right here. Definitely not something that I'm gonna be needing more of. Now at the same time, I'm about 5'10". If you are a little bit taller, you might need a little bit more headroom. And when we look at the door panels back here, you do have some cloth along with your plastic, as well as, again, some soft touch leather-like appearance there and a feel. And you do, I will say, you do have two tiny cup holders back here. Not sure if you can get that, Alex, which is definitely a nice option. And then with this center hump here, you are going to have difficulty getting two or probably three full-size adults, but two full-size adults definitely would have no issues doing that. As I climb out, we always like to show you the kind of the curvature right here. Does it make it difficult? Not really, not too bad. But again, if you're a lady, it might be something that you want to pay attention to as you do climb out. And with that being said, I'll actually open this front door for Alex, and I'll meet you on the front side, and we'll go through the front seats. All right, fans, we're here for the front seat portion of the 2016 Subaru WRX. I'm going to go through some of the kind of outer apportionments before we get to the interior. Would like to point out they have done a nice little carbon fiber kind of infill there. Definitely a fan of that. This does have the optional bigger Harman Kardon, sound system on it, so definitely a fan. You do have cloth seats in here, but again, you're getting a car that starts out as a base price of about $28,000 and some change. As I did mention before, it does have the manual gearbox in here along with the e-brake. Does not have dual climate control, does have single climate control. It's hard to see, and we showed you a little bit better in the driving portion. You do have the dual screens. This is the Starlink system that I did mention, but you also have kind of your informational screen up top there. In terms of steering wheel controls, very easy to use. In our opinion, Subaru's layout is definitely very user-friendly, very nice to use. You have your volume up, down, you can answer phone calls, you can change settings, you can set your cruise control. So definitely a big fan of that. This car does come with a nice sunroof on it, which I wanted to point out before we before we finish off this review, to be honest. But other than that, not a whole lot of features. We did mention the Starlink system, which again, I'm a fan of in terms of Subaru, but you can look at that or go back to that in the driving portion where we go through that a little bit more in depth. But overall, really comfortable seats. They do hold you in tight, as we talked about in the driving portion when you are going around some corners. But with that, actually, I'm going to hop out and hop to the other side and give you my opinion of the 2015 Subaru WRX. All right, fans, here's my opinion of the 2016 Subaru WRX Premium. Normally, we're not standing in front of the hood like this, or with the hood open, I should say. But in my opinion, this is where the meat of the car lies, and what the best part of this car is, which is these nice Subaru Boxer engine that puts out 268 horsepower, and if you want to, will let you fly around, do whatever you want to do. Oh, all while you're still getting close to 30 miles per gallon. I will say that again. 30 miles per gallon for a car that's putting out 268 horsepower and is an absolute blast to drive, especially being a manual. Is this car going to beat a lot of other cars in a straight line? No, it's still going to get there in about 6 seconds or so, which is a good amount of time. Where this car really shines is in the handling, and is just the fun sportiness of driving this. Oh, and also you have the capability of putting 4 full-size adults in here, along with some luggage, golf bags, whatever you might want to do. And so in terms of here in Colorado with mountain golf courses and mountain roads and things like that, absolute blast to drive. Had just an extremely fun time. So what are the pros to me? The price, you're at just above $30,000 for this car. Some are going to knock the lack of luxury features on it, but that's not what this car is. It's a sporty, fun car to drive. It's not meant to be a luxury car. If you do want to step up into that STI market, paying about $40,000, you are going to get some luxury features for this vehicle. What are some other pros? The fuel economy, the sportiness, the fun. I could go on and on and on. What are the cons? Is there a lot of plastic on the inside? Yes, there is. Is the clutch is a little bit hard from time to time, but again, that's more preference than anything else. Overall, I don't really have any knocks on this car. It's a great car to drive, absolute blast. In terms of the capabilities in winter or icy conditions, it does have all-wheel drive, so especially Subaru's legendary all-wheel drive, I should say, so you're not really going to be lacking for getting around in this vehicle at all. Overall, Subaru, a fantastic job. Really impressed with this car, always have been. In my opinion, Subarus are no longer the cars that you see the little teeny bopper kids running around. And some of you are going to say, "Oh, I'm a kid. I'm in my early 20s," but you're really that's no longer Subaru's stigma with the WRX. And if you want to know more about this 2016 Subaru WRX Premium or any of Subaru's other models, head to Subaru's website, where you can find a lot more detail than we've given you here. And also, if you're interested in test driving this vehicle, which we highly recommend, head to your local Subaru dealer and tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to our latest video. We really appreciate you listening and watching, and we really do appreciate all the comments that you do have. If you'd like to learn more information, not only about this review, but our other car reviews that we've done, head to our website, www.drive-radio.com. Also head to our Facebook page, facebook.com/driveradio. And last but not least, where you can watch all of these other reviews, head to youtube.com/driveradio. All one word, or in the YouTube search bar, Drive Radio. We have a lot of other content on there, and we look forward to you heading there. Again, checking us out, leaving your comments, and if you're interested in any of these cars, head to your local dealer and tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. Thanks, and have a great day, night, and just enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much.